Hello and welcome to the Kosh Podcast. This is your host, Timber Smith. And let me tell you something. I'm super excited about this episode. This is episode number 2. I want to send a shout out and say thank you to all that listened to the first episode. The feedback was excellent. But we are definitely a work in progress and of growth. So look forward to keep hearing what you all have to say. The other thing that makes me super excited about this episode is my guest. This week's guest is my one of my fraternity brothers, Dr. Alphonso Simpson. How you doing over there, Dr. Simpson?
Man, I'm good. I'm super good, Timber.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right.
I'm excited to be here.
You ready to jump in?
I'm ready to jump in.
Okay. All right. So, can you share a little something about yourself and what is your connection to the city of Oshkosh?
All right. Well, Timber, as you've already said, I'm Dr. Alphonso Simpson Jr., but, I don't wear that title everywhere. In a sense, I do, because I do prefer that people call me Doc. My students calling me that, or why call me that, back in another life. But, it's followed me here. And I am, I like it here. I love it in Oshkosh. I've been here since July of 2019. Me and my wife and our daughters, we moved up here.
Okay, so you new to the space.
Yeah, I'm new to the space. Oshkosh wasn't on the radar, bro. It wasn't.
Did you even know the word?
I did buy the bibs, because we used to dress the kids in Oshkosh.
Wait. You ain't telling me you got some of them bagash overalls. Is that what you hollering? Is that what you saying?
The kids had some.
Okay.
We had them for the kids, but that's it. I did not know that Oshkosh was a real place.
Oh, okay. You didn't know it was real.
I thought it was an expression. Oshkosh Bagosh. I really thought it was an expression.
Okay.
Wisconsin was not on the radar. I had never been to Wisconsin before I came to Oshkosh.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
And I never thought that I would ever come to Wisconsin, to be completely honest with you. But I'm from Alabama.
Oh.
Born and raised.
Wait. What part of the South of you gonna have to go a little more in depth on,
bro? The deep South, low. I'm from, as they say, L.A. Lower Alabama.
Okay.
Low. I mean, when I tell you low Alabama, I am like 15 minutes from the Florida line. Yeah. Okay. I'm from a little place. When you get down so far in the South, you ain't even known by little cities and towns no more. You known by counties. I'm from Covington County, Alabama.
Covington County. They don't even holler about the city. Or is it a city?
It is. Andalusia, Alabama is where I'm from. Covington County. The thing about Covington County, and this is really funny. We got a couple of little claims to fame. This one is a little morbid, to be honest with you. But just about every casket that's ever been made, or especially the ones that they buy for celebrities, okay. Michael Jackson's, Aretha Franklin's, all of those come from Andalusia, Alabama, in the Covington Casket Company.
What?
Yeah, they make them right there. And so that's one little thing that and can recognize Covington by.
I don't know if that's a hookup I want.
Right.
Don't know if that's a hookup I want.
Right. I hear you, bro. I hear you. And but then also we have Robert Ory. Robert Ory is actually from Andalusia, Alabama. He and I went to high school together.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was a PE coach.
Wait. You gonna have to go a little deeper because not everybody is our age. So can you share with us who's Robert Ory?
Well, we call him Robert
I know who Robert Ory is, but
retired NBA player. Played for, now help me out here, for LA.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wait. I'm the wrong man to give you hands on sports stuff.
Yeah.
I
he's Lakers.
But he got a ring or two.
He got 7 of them.
Oh, he got 7 rings.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. He was with the Phoenix Suns at one point.
He got some Tom Brady.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, when Tom Brady just did this last feat, in the Super Bowl, Robert Keith, or Robert Ory, we call him Robert Keith. Robert Keith, posted something on Twitter. I think it was Twitter, Instagram, something that was speaking directly to Tom Brady, said, "Welcome to the club," or whatever. He had his 7 rings. He had his little 7, and I thought that was interesting. But yeah, Robert Keith and I, we grew up together. My sister actually graduated with him. He was 3 years older than I. Okay. But Andalusia being, a fourth the size of Oshkosh, we all went to the same church. We went to the same school. Our parents were friends,
So for us that think that the Kosh is small.
Oh, no.
This ain't small.
Man, to be honest with you, when I felt bad after a while, because when we first moved here and me and Renee came up and then we brought the kids, they were like, "Oh my God, we got a Target. Oh my God, we got this, we got that. Oh my God, there's more than one grocery store." Because where I was, so I came up here to Wisconsin from Illinois. Mm-hmm. I was a professor at Western Illinois University. I was the chair of the African American Studies department there. Then I became the chair of the Liberal Arts and Sciences program when African American Studies folded into a minor, which housed women's studies and religious studies as well. But I was there 18 years.
Whoa, that's a minute.
Yeah, our kids were born there. It's real interesting how it works though, because just really, really quickly, from Alabama, I tell people that I'm here in Oshkosh by way of Illinois, by way of Wyoming, by way of Missouri, by way of Alabama. You understand what I'm saying?
I thought I was following, but I ain't gonna lie, I got lost.
Okay, so look, I came to Wisconsin from Illinois. I moved to Illinois from Wyoming. That's where I met my wife, Renee. Okay. Renee's from Denver, Colorado. She was a student at UW. I was gonna say UWO. She was a student at UWYO, University of Wyoming, and as I met her there. But before Wyoming, that's why I got my PhD. I got my master's at Mizzou in Columbia, Missouri, and my bachelor's there in Alabama. Okay. So Alabama to Missouri to Wyoming to Illinois to Wisconsin.
That's a trip.
You know what's funny though when I think about it though? I tell people all the time I've been in school since I started school.
Most look, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Yeah, since I've worked in academia for a minute now, people that have PhDs, they done been there from the jump. Yeah. You done went to school, you get that bachelor's, and then you decide, I like this. I'm just gonna hang out here for a minute. Yeah. And so I feel like that's how PhD works.
Yeah, it does in a sense. I mean, I was a little hard headed because I was wow. To be honest with you, in my undergraduate, and my mindset was to just go back home and teach. I was going to be a band director, at my high school in Andalusia. Okay. And there's a fraternity brother of ours, who basically said, "No, you got something. You don't know what you got, but you coming to Mizzou," because he had gone to the University of Missouri, Columbia, and was a part of something called the campus visitation program, which I think would be phenomenal if we had it here at UWO. But at any rate, it was a group of black fellows, graduate students who were handpicked by the provost to go back out to the HBCUs to recruit other black students to come to, Mizzou. Okay. And so he came back to Alabama State. That's where I was. And he said, "You got something. You just don't know what you got. You come to Missouri." Me being who I am, I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm going home. I'm going to be." He said, he said some other words. "You going to Missouri." Right. And I was like, "All right, I'll go try it. I'll go see what you talk about." And I got up there, man, and interviewed and auditioned. Next thing you know, they were offering me a fellowship, the Justice Thurgood Marshall Fellowship. Uh-oh. to go to grad school. Me being as country as I was like, "What that mean?" Bruh. I had no idea. Bruh, I didn't know what that was. Like, what is a fellowship, Yep. And I'm like, and they were like, "Hey, man, they gonna pay for you to go to school. They want you to be there and they want to pay you to be there." I was like, "Oh, okay, I can do that." Okay. And so that's when school got serious to me. Right. And so, the master's led to the PhD. The PhD went right into a job at another university. And hey, I didn't take any breaks in between. Right. So I still was like I said, since I started in kindergarten all the way to now, I don't know what it's like to not have a spring break. I don't know what it's like to not have Christmas vacation, Thanksgiving break. You take that from me, I'm going to lose my mind because I've had it for 48 years.
Look, you is not made for the private sector.
Not at all. Not at all, bro. And so I think that's really interesting. And another thing that as I sat and had time to think about it, and this is probably too much thinking, but everything I've been involved in, every school, starting with college, has had a concurrent run of gold. Even the frat. It's all had gold in it. Black and gold. Black and gold, black and gold, brown and gold, purple and gold. Here we go, black and gold again.
Look, I'm gonna throw this out there just so our listeners understand that me and you are part of the illustrious Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and
right.
our colors are black and old gold.
That's right.
And what I loved about it is that the colors of UW Oshkosh is black and gold. So I mean, there's love in there.
I'm telling you, that gold is everything, man. It was that way at Wyoming. It was brown and gold. At Western, it was purple and gold. Mizzou, it was black and gold. Alabama State was black and gold. You know, so that gold is concurrent. It means something.
Well, that, you know what? It sounds like you've got navigation for your life. It sounds like you should be places that own them colors.
That's right. Golden.
All right.
Yeah, my life is golden, bro. That's how I see it. That's how I feel. You know, really tying it into Oshkosh, you know, I love it here, man. And my life, I feel like, to be honest with you, I am in a golden place in my life. You know, some people, like you kind of just mentioned a while back and said, you know, people think Oshkosh is small. You know, there's this African proverb that says it takes a stranger to a village to appreciate the beauty, you know? And so here I am appreciating it, man. I love it here.
Let me go on and give that what it deserves. You know what I'm saying? That's true.
Yeah.
I appreciate it here. That's how I've ended up living here for 25 years plus. So, all right, you ready to move on into
roll.
Okay. So the first segment of the Kosh is called "What in the World is Going On With?" All right, so that's where you get an opportunity to tell us. You finished that statement there.
What in the world is going on with the government?
What you mean?
With this whole post-presidential impeachment. Yeah. And I don't follow politics like that.
Wait. Wait.
Bruh.
I agree.
I don't follow politics like that, but what in the world is going on with that, man? Because it seems like we are focusing so much effort on that. And I mean, you know, I kind of get it, but the key word in that was kind of. I think we all kind of get it. I think they kind of get it. But it's like, you know, someone explained to me, well, they're doing this to try to keep this man from being able to resurface, you know, to re-enter, to not just run for president again, but to be a part of anything. If you know, he's got impeachment, you know, on his record, then, you know, you ain't coming back in the house.
I don't know.
I don't know either, bro.
Wait. I don't know if that's true.
Well,
you know, but I will agree with you.
Well, it seemed like that. I mean, that just makes sense.
I don't know. You know, here's my thing. There's a side of me that says it's to possibly keep us from having the same situation occur again.
Yeah.
Right? Possibly.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that also says, is this about the fact that we should enforce ethical, and I don't want to make it political, but if there is a situation where people break laws, I'm a fairness guy, right? I'm all about fairness.
Mm-hmm.
So what I don't want to see is I don't want to see a situation where someone gets away with something that someone else couldn't get away with too. So look, this isn't about whether we enforce or not.
Right.
It's about, to me, whether we enforce the same thing across the board. So when I say that, what I mean is, if this political person gets away with it, that should mean that someone should be able to say that the person before them or after them should be able to get away with it too.
Right.
And I can't say that would happen, because if that political person gets away with it right now, you can't convince me that the political person prior could have got away with the same thing.
Oh man, here we go. You know,
I'm just throwing that out there because
Hey.
I'm a creature of fairness. This is not about conservatism
Right.
or liberal or anything like this. This is about consistency of America. You either treat everybody the same way, or you let everybody get away with it.
Right. Well, I mean, I understand that, and it makes sense. I mean, when you put it in that context, it makes sense, which goes along with the analogy that I have, and this is how I understand it. It's like, okay, if you get if you foul out of a game, you are not getting back in that game because you fouled out. You see?
Bruh.
And so, and so that's how I see it. So it's like, okay, so what they're doing now with this post impeachment stuff is kind of like saying, okay, look, this man fouled out of the game. The game is over, but we need to make sure that if we play this game again, he's not going to be able to play because he fouled out in such a horrible way, you know. I don't know.
I think that's an excellent analogy. I mean, you know, the one thing I think is everybody relates to sports.
Yeah.
Right. You know, even if you don't play the game, if you don't play sports,
Yeah.
We all have some greater understanding of sports. Look, we understand what sports are. We either watch them or play them or something. Right. So I think that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Look, people do wrong things in a game.
Yeah, they do.
And then they get suspended.
That's right.
Some people, you know, you get kicked out of one game, two games, a whole year or
Hey,
more.
you do something bad enough, you getting put out the league.
Period. And I do think that is maybe the way that this should be looked at in some occurrence.
I agree.
Now, I have, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a political animal. I watch so much politics. I hate to admit it.
Yeah.
Because you know what I want to be? On my A game.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I have individuals that want to have those conversations with me. And what I never want to do is I never want to be caught flat-footed or off guard.
Right.
And I don't want to come across as somebody who's not a loving part of our citizenry.
Yeah. That's so funny that you say that. My dad was just telling me that this morning. I was talking to him, you know, shout outs to my dad, my mom, my folks in Alabama. Though they're battling COVID right now, both of them have it.
No,
man.
don't bless us with that.
They got it, but man, I'm just telling you. I was talking to him this morning, and I was telling him, you know, about, you know, some of the things that I've done and that we're doing, and I was telling him about this that was coming up, and he said exactly what you said. Stay on your A game. You know, I was like, you're right. I try to stay consistent with it. You know what's going on around you. I said, this is Oshkosh, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, this brother that I'm getting ready to talk to is in the know. And so
I don't know about all that.
You in the know. You are, man.
But I will say this. I just like to, I don't want to come, look, I don't like to choose teams like that, right?
Yeah.
Because one day, once the podcast gets a little further on, we'll have more challenging political conversation, right? Because there's ways I feel about certain things, and it may not be the way that people assume I feel.
Yeah, you're right about that. I know.
But that being said, you know, we ain't there, and politics right now is way too polarized. But I do think this topic is super important. I mean, you know, what in the world is going on with that is correct. Just watching the things, and if nothing else make you feel some kind of way, them videos to me are undeniable.
Yeah, you're right. They are. They really are. You know, and well, I'm gonna leave that alone. I was getting ready to go somewhere, but we'll be talking about that another 10 minutes. I don't want to do that, but yeah, the videos are undeniable.
Hey, look, this your show, man.
It is what it is, you know. Because
Right.
I could go on with that. I mean, it's not just the post, you know, the post impeachment stuff, not that, but what in the world is going on with our government as far as I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's move on, bro.
Wait, do I got to bring you back for another episode? I'll bring you back.
Hey, we can revisit that.
Okay, we can revisit that. All right, so I'm gonna throw out my what in the world is going on.
Yeah.
Look, what in the world is going on with this student loan forgiveness?
Man,
look,
you don't know whether to believe that or not. I got so much debt and student loans, so it just seems impossible. I hope they do it. The way I feel is like, I hope they just forget about it, but
first of all, the government never forgets.
I know. But man,
look, all I'm gonna say is this:
I did something so stupid though, Timber.
Look, I was there with you. I had people when I was in school giving me the worst financial advice ever.
Yeah, me too.
And this was, I don't want to date myself, but this was definitely early 90s. Yeah. And I had cats telling me things that just were bogus about school loans. But that being said, here's what I'm going to say. I done had my school loans for a minute. I still got some right now.
Yep.
I done paid them things multiple times, but I'm getting beat up by the interest and by situations of deferment. Because hey, look, everything ain't always. I've been lucky enough, I've been blessed enough to been presented with great opportunities, but they don't always line up back to back, and every opportunity is not always a situation that is fruitful.
Yeah.
So
I get into this student loan thing, and you run into what they say. At one point, I felt like I was just being, taunted. I was getting calls from different companies, and they were promising this and they would promise this, and then there was one saying, well, we can get your payments lowered to this, and now since you're an educator, it can be this, and after you pay consistently for this many years, we'll forgive this much. I don't even know what to believe anymore. I just threw it all up in the air and just said, okay, let's defer it. And I have been deferring and running from that deferment umbrella, because as it starts to get closer to you, you start thinking, okay, I'm be paying this thing in 3 months. I'm paying it 2 months. After a month, I'm looking for, okay, how else can I blow this back up in the air? And I've been doing that for so long. And the thing is, I was okay. I was a scholarshiped student in my undergraduate, and I was scholarshiped in my fellowshipped in my master's program. But bro, the thing that happened with me is that money, I had the wrong financial advice as well. I was looking at this like, this is free money, and I knew it wasn't free, but I would go and get it, and I had an issue of trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Bruh.
I did, man. I did. I was like, okay, well, I want a new truck, and I'm going to date myself by saying this. I wanted, at that time, I was driving this little Ford Escort, and I was crazy, man, because, the Ford Escort was paid for. Mama and daddy still was paying the insurance on that thing. I was, in grad school, and I was young because, I went straight through, and I was like, I want a Honda Passport. And my mom and dad was like, well, you're going to pay the insurance. You're going to pay that bill if you do it. You crazy to give up this car that's already paid for and is running just fine. I want the passport. So I went, took out the loan, got the passport, went and bought some other things, went and got me a DVD player. I know that sounds so antiquated, but I
mean, you're students. When you're a student, you
have to have
in your judgment.
Man.
You don't know nothing but what you know.
I went and got this big old huge desktop computer, this Apple computer, and all this kind of stuff, and LaserJet printer. I was living the life, man. I was in the lap of luxury, and so I thought. And then all that stuff came back around. And, and when I tell you I did something so crazy, it was, now we're in 1997, 98, 99. Man, I was in that small crowd that was believing, all these computers going to reset in 2000.
Oh, you didn't? No. Listen, please. Wait. No, don't tell me.
Put the siren on me on that one,
Wait. You might.
I'm telling you, you're right, man. I honestly believed that, oh man, all this stuff, they don't know what they doing. That these computers gonna reset in 2000, man. 2000 came and it kept coming.
It went.
and everything was still there. And it was like, Mr. Simpson, you have this debt that you owe.
You didn't think it was going to disappear?
I thought it was going to disappear, bro.
No, I mean,
I don't know. And you would say, "Like, come on, Dr. Simpson, you smarter than that."
Wait. I ain't gonna say. Look, this is not a judgment of intelligence. This is just about the fact that the government will never lose that. Somewhere there's a carbon copy of what you owe.
Bro, let me tell you, it was a whole bunch of us at one point. We were out there in Wyoming, man. We was believing that, hey, all this is gonna reset. Nobody ever been into a new millennium, and so this is gonna happen. Whatever, bro. It kept going, and so at that point, I was like, okay, I'm in for this thing, and shoot, it's grown so much.
Yeah.
It has grown so much, I don't even want to get into how much it is, but what's up with the student loans? They there.
Hey, look, I'm going to tell you like this. I made a very conscious decision within the past several years that I had given up all hope on something happening. Yeah. And I was going to be part of that thing where you work in a public institution teaching kind of thing, or if you volunteered and under like AmeriCorps or kind of thing, and you put in your 10 years of payments and blah blah blah, and then they forgive the rest of that loan. Let me tell you, when I realized that they was not really doing that, I decided that I was going to go a different route, and I was just going to go on and find it, refi, and put it under a certain percentage, and I'm getting this thing done. But it's crazy. I'm going to wrap it up here. Look, it's just crazy how that happens, because during the time that I've had my school loans, I know I've paid for it at least once, if not multiple times over. Just period. But the interest is Usain Bolt.
Right.
Yeah, and even if you think you paying to keep up, you ain't keeping up with Usain Bolt.
No, you're not.
And so, look, I ain't robbed the government of a damn thing.
Right.
Because I done paid this.
Yeah.
And so there comes a point where there needs to be an understanding and fairness in the practice of it all.
I agree. I agree. And with the student loan forgiveness, I do believe that, the loans should be forgiven at some point, especially if, like, for those of us, notice I say us, for those of us who take the loans out and we get degrees in education, and now we are educating people. I mean, I think the loans after so many years should be forgiven.
Bruh.
I do.
Hey.
I do. I feel like they should be forgiven, or at least reduced, significantly, because it just makes no sense. You killing the people that's actually that's helping you. And just, I don't know, man.
No, you're right. But you know what? That was a hot topic.
Yeah,
look, we gonna have to come back.
Yeah, we'll have to on that one, man. And I'm probably be at the same place.
look, I'm hoping not.
Man,
I'm hoping not. I done made some moves. I'm hoping not.
Man, I need to just get on my A game and just do it. It's so many other things though.
Look. We gonna talk off podcast and we gonna
now you got me. Now I'm irritated. Now I haven't thought about that. I haven't thought about that in so long. Now I'm thinking about it, and I feel empty. Like I was full at first. I was like, I'm so happy to be here.
Hey, look, we gonna bring it back around. All right, are you ready for the next segment?
Yeah, man. That just got on my nerves.
Hey, my bad, man. My bad.
It's all right.
All right. So the next segment is word or phrase association.
All right.
So
it's a game.
Yeah,
I like this.
Okay.
I think.
So all you got to do is I'm gonna say a word and you tell me whatever comes to your mind, and then I need you to elaborate a little bit. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is food.
I like it.
Oh,
a lot. And I like it too much.
What you mean?
I like food. I can eat all day. I like stuff that tastes good, and I think most of us do. My vice is confections, sugars, any type of cake, cookie, donut,
Oh, you that man?
I'm that man.
Mm.
That's why I stay in the gym, though, bro. I'm so serious.
Oh, so you balance it out. So
I
you eat all the
balance it.
sugar, but then you work off all the
I
sugar.
have a balanced diet. Yeah, I have a balanced diet because, man, I like sweet drinks. I like sweet food. I like fried food, crunchy food, period. Chew, swallow. That's what I like. You should. Let's go back. Food. Chew, swallow. I love it.
That's a fact. Look.
It is a fact.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Cocktail or beer?
Cocktail.
Okay, what you like?
Well, I really don't drink now.
Okay.
But when I did,
all right.
This is a hot topic. All right. And hot, I like that. I like the acronym, honest, open, and transparent. And so that's what I'm going to be. Man, when I was in college, it was always what they called a Cape Cod.
I ain't never heard of that.
You ain't never heard no Cape Cod.
No.
You have never heard of a Cape Cod?
Look, first of all, I'm from the Kosh.
Yeah.
Look, I claim the Kosh because I done lived here longer than I lived where I'm originally born from. Yeah. But I'm from the Kosh, and the Kosh, I don't know if we know nothing about no Cape Cod.
Man,
so you're going to have to share.
Cranberry juice.
Oh, that's what they call a Cape Cod?
Yeah.
Bruh, I used to drink that.
Yeah,
that's tasty.
It is tasty, and that's the one. It was between that and the screwdriver, the orange juice, gin and orange juice.
Oh, look,
that was. But you have to be able to make that right. But the Cape Cod, I mean, that was always just right.
I feel you. Gin and juice though, that takes me back to Snoop days.
Yeah, it do. But you know what though? To be honest with you, where I was in my undergraduate career, I just pledged, was in the frat, doing stuff, man. It's crazy because in Alabama, see, this is gonna date me. This is gonna date me. But I was in college when Cisco was a thing.
Ooh, wait. Did you just bring up the thong song on the slide? Did you just do that on the Kosh?
I was talking about the drink, bro.
No, wait. Wait, there was a drink. Oh,
the drink called Cisco that everybody claimed had crack in it.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Right. So I'm talking about that.
Okay.
But then outside of that, it was the brick of Mad Dog.
Oh, yeah, wait.
That brick. You get you a brick of Mad Dog. See, yeah. Now you pushing, looking at me like I'm a wino, right? Because that's wine.
Wait. I ain't looking at you no kind of way. I might have been looking at you like, you brought up Mad Dog.
2020.
Wait, look. There was memes out there about that. The fact that Mad Dog had 2020 behind it. There's a reason why, because it was all wrong.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. Man, Kiwi Mad Dog. Me and the bruhs can go rounds and rounds talking about them bricks of Mad Dog. They used to just be thrown back there in the back seat. But anyway. That's what it was. Thank God for deliverance. I don't do that stuff no more, man. It ain't good for my brain cells. Nah,
man. Look, Mad Dog is evil.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the next one?
We might as well be. So I'll say this. People listen to like, what hey, I'm human. I'm right.
Yeah.
And this is a good conversation. I like this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Next word. Amazon.
Oh. Amazon. I thought of something that I was going to say, but I'm not going to say it because it's kind of crazy. It go all the way back to a lyric that Rick James said.
Oh, wait. Don't deny us the Rick James lyric.
Oh, it's a brick house, Wait, you remember that song?
Yes.
Brick house, and they said it's built like an Amazon. Oh. But anyway, I know that makes no sense.
No, that makes too much sense.
When you said Amazon, that's the first thing I thought. Oh wow, she a brick house. She built like an Amazon. But no, when I see the word Amazon, hear the word Amazon, I automatically begin to think like everybody else does. The online shopping and ordering and things like that, and I try to stay away from it.
Oh, you don't do it?
I do it, but I try not to do it.
Oh, that means you ain't successful.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not. I'm not successful. And then again, you might look at it and say you are. Okay, this is what I did. I didn't do it. This is what happened. Now, tell me ethically, was this right or wrong? I ordered some swimming headphones. Right?
Wait, there's such a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an MP3 player, but I mean, you can swim with them. And I ordered them.
Wait, you swim?
Man, I swim every day, 6 days a week.
Wait, I got all sorts of questions, but you go on.
Yeah, I swim
on.
6 days a week, man. I'm done. I'm up to now swimming 30 laps in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I told you, I have a balanced diet. So I got these headphones. Well, I ordered them, and I have Amazon Prime, and so they were to come the next day. And they told me, they sent me the mail that said your earphones have been delivered. Well, they wasn't outside my door. And I'm thinking, somebody must have taken them. What? So I called, and they said, well, sometimes they make a mistake, and they should be there tomorrow. If they're not, call us back. So I called back, but they sent me a picture to say they were delivered. Here's the picture of where they were. And I was like, that clearly is not my front door.
Oh.
They delivered them somewhere else. I didn't know where at the time.
Oh.
So they refunded my money.
Okay, good. Look, Amazon is good for that.
Well, here's the thing. I live over here in like the heart of Studentville, and so the headphones had been delivered to Morgan Crossing, to the residents over there. And some student saw them and was like, oh, these belong to Dr. Simpson,
Oh, so you got hooked up.
And so they brought them to me. And it's like, Dr. Simpson, this is a package that came for you.
Look, let me go on there. Look, whoever that student was, you get some love.
Yeah. And so my whole thing is, all right, so if they gave me these, but Amazon has refunded my money. So I got them for free, I guess.
Oh, well, you know what?
Is that ethical? Should I call Amazon and say, hey, I want to give y'all $80 back?
Look, I ain't going to tell you what you should do with Amazon, but I am going to tell you that as I continue to give love to Amazon on the Kosh, I need them to go on and give me a call so we can get a little sponsorship. Look,
they might as well.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
They might be like, the first sponsorship we want is that $80. So don't ask them yet.
Look. All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Netflix.
Man, Netflix. I like Netflix a lot. And, I try to get into to watching series and things like that because, binge watching or whatever. And when COVID hit, actually before COVID hit, I fell into something. It was really a real old series, but man, How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh.
Man, that Annalise Keating.
Yes.
Man, I just fell in love with that show. I could not put it down. I would be up sometimes 3, 4 in the morning.
My show was Scandal.
I can't get into. I tried, but I couldn't. I just cannot. But that, and then Hit the Floor, is another one I got into. And it's funny because who put me on to all of these series? My kids. Dad, you got to watch this. Right. It was the Amazon. I mean, not Amazon, but Netflix. I mean, I got teenagers, and so teenagers, it used to be a time like when we was growing up, there were things that we would have never thought to look at and watch.
Correct.
But now these kids, you have to face reality. The stuff that you see on primetime TV, they learning about in school.
You know what?
I'm just being honest.
Hey, I'm gonna pretend like I used to know, but my young Timberette, my little girl, she grown. So I done been away from the high school game for a minute.
Man,
so,
well, I got one in college and one in high school, but there are things like I remember my late middle school days, early high school days, when we used to take the cassette tape, when we was passing a cassette tape around, Luke Skywalker and the 2 Live Crew.
Ooh.
And you had to put that under the mattress because you didn't want mama finding that.
No, you didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But now they got songs that play on just regular radio.
Bruh.
Yeah, they got the same lyrics, man. I mean, worse.
Wait, the lyrics done, look, I don't know if they was worse, but it's different because now the gender who's singing it has changed.
Yeah, right.
Because back in the day, it was Luke Skywalker and Eazy-E. Right. But now
it's Nicki Minaj. It's
Cardi B.
Cardi B. It's even in your smooth R&B like Rihanna, Love on the Brain, and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, do you hear what she's saying?
No, I ain't gonna lie, I don't listen no more. I done got old.
Well, listen, I ain't gonna claim old. I love music, and so when I hear it, I'm like. But a lot of these songs, to be honest with you, I heard for the first time, you know, as I was riding in the car with my daughter, I was like, what did they just say? What was that they just played? You know, she's like, Dad, oh my God, everybody's listening to this. This is just on the radio. I said, that's on the radio.
I know.
I said, do you know what that means? Dad, everybody knows what it means. And what can you do at that point? So I say all of that to say, when they say, Dad, you should watch this show. It's so good. You would love it. And then I see some of the scenes and some of the things that are happening. I'm like, you watched this? Like, and they say, yeah, I seen it.
I will say this. I had a philosophy when my daughter was growing up that we did not try to shelter. I did not think that was the way to go. Right. We did not expose either.
Right.
What we did was, if it's there to consume for the public, I'm not talking about no specialty channels or nothing, but if it was out there to consume, and TV has changed a lot from when I was young and probably from when you were young, then let her watch it. And then we had our conversation if the conversation is necessary. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's
and so
there,
one of the things I would say that my daughter used to watch back in the day that I'm kind of grateful for was actually the TV the shows on MTV that were the teen moms.
The who?
The Teen Mom.
Oh yeah.
Because Teen Mom was on some things where there was conversation I didn't have to have because Teen Mom had that conversation.
That's right.
And so that was good stuff.
And more than anything, it probably would show her what you don't want. I agree with you.
You know what? I'm not going to pretend to be in the head of my daughter, but I'm going to say that I don't have any grandchildren yet.
Right. I'm in the same boat with you. I'm praying that I stay there for quite some time.
I got time.
Yep.
All right. So, one last word association. Valentine's Day.
Ooh. It's tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Look, I'm pretending like I don't know, but I know. Look, every
when I leave here, I got to go.
Yeah, wait. When you leave here, you gotta go do what?
Gonna find something.
Wait, I'm not gonna publish this until after Valentine's Day. So you ain't gotta worry about it.
I already had it made up in my mind when I knew this was a part of my calendar of today that I was going after this. Because a part of it for me and Renee still, it's funny because we still like to add the element of surprise. You know, but don't even mention it. I haven't mentioned Valentine's Day, and neither has she. I know that she's gonna, do something. She gonna buy something. She gonna, and so So I got her.
Okay,
I got her. But see, the thing is, I'm a father of 2 daughters, and so I gotta buy, them some stuff too.
You gotta take care of them.
I got 3 hearts.
All right. Me and my wife, we are anti-Hallmark holiday. So it's kind of the understanding that, look, I always want to bless her. But I'm gonna bless you when I'm ready. Yeah. It ain't gotta be on that day. Right. I don't need Hallmark to tell me the day.
That's right. I get it.
But look, I ain't knocking Valentine's Day.
But it's fun. It's fun.
Look. I
ain't for Hallmark holidays either, but I mean, I like stuff.
Look, I like candy.
I like a card. Well, no. As far as cards are concerned, now the way I feel about that, I ain't finna go spend no $5.99 for a piece of paper that you're gonna read once and throw in the garbage.
Facts.
And I ain't about to do that. And so I will go and I will take pictures of the insides of the cars and the words that I like.
You ain't that man.
I'm that man.
Oh damn.
And I will you that man too. Hey. And I will say I like the way that was worded. Then I will paraphrase some things, but it's the thought that counts. I went and read it. Look, I just don't have to pay $6.99 because it's all frilly and it feels all furry because it's going in the garbage.
Look, I'm just happy. I'm gonna give a shout out to the wife, to Mrs. Timber, that she is not that young lady. She does not put that on me, but I do like to surprise her every once in a while.
Yeah. See, my shout out to my wife, to Renee, is that she's not looking for anything. She's looking for me. She wants the time. She'd rather me be there
Right.
Instead of, it doesn't have to be a card. It don't have to be no candy. It don't have to be no flowers. Because all of that stuff, really, it fades, it dies, it goes away.
Right.
She wants me to be there.
Right.
And the way, as hectic as my life has been over the past month, or semester or whatever you want to say it, our lives, man, we just want each other.
Facts.
Just to be there. If I could just sit down all day tomorrow, I'm good.
Bruh.
Hey, you better believe it, man.
All
Just
right.
sit there.
Okay. You ready for the next segment?
Yeah. Let's make
Okay.
it happen. Happy
It's
Valentine's
called-
Day, y'all.
Hey, that's what's up. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
That's right.
The next segment is called The Naughty or Heroes Corner. Where would you like to take that? Who would you like to nominate?
I'm going to go with the Heroes Corner,
Okay.
and I'm going to nominate my wife. Oh, yeah, I'm going to nominate her. Yeah, for the Heroes Corner. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because she doing the doggone thing, bro. I mean, Oshkosh has, for me, she says it all the time. And Brother Sean, he always picks, the king of Oshkosh. I don't see it that way. But I have found a very lush place here in Oshkosh. You know what I mean?
Hey, you ain't got to tell me.
I
done been here since the 90s.
Yeah, I like it here, and I like the people that I've met here, and I like the things. And when I say she doing the doggone thing, it has not necessarily met her in that way. They know who she is, and I think it's all a personality thing. I don't meet strangers. I don't meet a stranger. I act like I've been knowing you for years if we just first meet. So my wife is the health teacher at Oshkosh North High School. And, Renee's background is not in health education. Renee's background is not in education. But she has enough know-how and knows how to put herself forward so well. She got that job and she is killing it. And so that's my hero, because anybody who can get in and see, I honestly believe that my wife can do any job that is put before her, because she has the ability to learn it and do it well. She's never ever got in something and didn't do it well, because them kids love her over there.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I done had the opportunity to sit on a committee or two.
Yeah.
And she do it.
Yeah.
She do it.
Yeah.
And so
I'm proud of her, man.
Kudos.
Yeah, that's who belong in my Heroes Corner.
I love it. Love it. All right. So now this is where, look, we done chopped it up for a minute.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I done got hungry again. Okay, so
But you know what? This is where, look, that was all the prerequisites. We ain't even got to the main topic, but we here now. So to the Kosh's audience, this is where the guest always gets to pick what the topic of the week is. So, Dr. Simpson, what's your topic of the week?
Man, it's the topic of the month, the topic of the year for me. Black history.
Oh, look.
Black history. We call it Black History Month, but for me and who I am, it's Black History Life. Not even Black History Year. It's always Black History for me. And so, to stay in the confines of the discussion, the topic of the week is Black History Month. It has been amazing.
Okay.
Black History Month for 2021. It's followed Black History Month here in Oshkosh for I keep saying fall, but for spring 2020. And I'm very proud of how Black History Month has turned out here at UWO or in Oshkosh. And the people are supportive. I mean, I know everybody's not necessarily supportive. Everybody doesn't really get why, we support, or not support, but have a Black History Month. And it ain't for everybody to get.
Bruh.
It's just not for everybody to get, but the relevance of it, how it is centered, how it centers us as not only Black people, but as Black men and Black women and Black children and, Black professors and Black teachers and Black lawyers and doctors, anything that you can put Black in front of. I mean, it's relevant, and we are able to be centered in this. It's kind of like Alain Locke said, and as he spoke about the Harlem Renaissance, you can take the poet and the peasant, you can take the preacher and the teacher, you can take the thief and the robber, you can take the doctor, you can just take but the greatest strength among all of those different people and all coming from all of those walks of life is that they find each other. And once they find each other, that's when we really begin to make something of ourselves and our culture. We ain't all the same. We're not a monolithic group. We can't be, But what's special about us black folk, is that we bring so many different things to the table, and we know how to add that stuff up and braid it together to make something that no other culture can duplicate what we do. They cannot, they often imitate it, but never duplicate it.
Facts.
And I love that about us and our culture. And I will always, tout blackness. It's like this poem by Marie Evans that I really love. It says, who can be born black and not sing of it? Who can be born black and not exalt? Who? You just can't. In the coming together of our coming togetherness. It resonates of a sound and a sound over a sound over a sound. And I'm kind of adding to, her poem, but it's just, man, who is the question, can be born black and not sing of it, not live in it, not be in the joy of it? Who can be born black and not exult? And that's what I think about Black History Month. My chest is like just out so far because I'm so proud of, the fact that, again, we're doing the thing. We are.
Okay. I'm feeling you on that. So let me just ask, because I also feel like I love to celebrate Black History Month. And I find it as a time to be educated myself, because I'm not gonna lie, as I have gone through my school systems, I have never at any point in my educational system, from kindergarten through elementary, middle school, high school, college, the degree, the advanced degree.
Yeah. I
have never been in a situation where I was in a majority situation. I have gone to Catholic schools and suburb schools and things like that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Right. I've been blessed with an amazing education. My parents blessed me with amazing opportunities. Mm-hmm. Others have blessed me with the knowledge on how to maneuver through those. But that being said, what Black people did was never a focus in any of those institutions.
Right.
So as much as I have been educated, and I like to think that I'm an educated gentleman, there's so much I don't know, and yet am always surprised by, as if I am that freshman in high school who's taking that course, that freshman in college who's taking that course. There's so much about history associated that I don't know.
Yeah, and it's so funny that you say that, because there's so much that I don't know, and the history of the United States is Black history, and
wait, say that again.
The history of the United States is Black history, or African American history. And
facts.
it's so many things that, it's enough history out there that we could start as freshmen and go through semester by semester, taking 12 hours of African American history per semester. And when we graduate as seniors, we still will not have it all.
What I would like to see is the point in which it is no longer African American history.
Mm-hmm.
It's just American history.
Yeah. Well, I got a feeling about. I got I feel a certain type of way about that, because my thing, and this is a whole nother segment, but American, I too am American, as Langston Hughes said, but at the same time, the status of American I do own to nullify the fact that only white people are American. Because now let me clarify: in other countries around the globe, on other continents, countries, American is synonymous with white, and I want to always have a line of demarcation between what is American and what is African American. So I agree by you saying I'd like to see it just all become American history, but I want to be certain that when we talk about American history, that we're not, for lack of a better term, whitewashing the contributions of black folks.
And I understand that too. Look, I'm not wanting there to be a wash of anything.
Yeah.
But I do think there is and not to make it a debate,
yeah,
but at least to share some different views.
Yeah, let's do it.
My thought process is I think about certain situations where if the race was not pointed out, it would feel different, right? And so I'll give you my example.
Yeah.
Things that happened this past election, right? And people felt some kind of way about different things, and then there was the vote, and people didn't, the disenfranchisement of the vote, right? So, and to make it personal, because this is the Kosh, and so we're dealing with Wisconsin. Right. There was recounts only in Madison and Milwaukee. And why was that? We know why that was, right? Because that is where brown people were.
Right.
Right. Would that feel the same way instead of that just being pointed out, instead of the media pointing out that this is where the concentration of people with tans are? That's how I'm going to refer.
Okay.
And those were American votes. If everything was an American vote, this would seem atrocious. But the minute we pull it apart and separate, people find ways to find acceptance in it. And that's where I have paused, because I don't know about you, but all I know is this country.
Right.
Born, raised, served our country in the military. This is all I know.
Yeah.
And so I feel I am very much part of the citizenry. I do the things that other citizens do: work job, pay taxes, do the things. And as things get separated, particularly I think for people of color, they start to find ways to not make us American, and to give us, to subcategorize as if we were, aliens.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because no matter what, we're gonna. It's funny that you say that, because we're gonna always be hyphenated Americans, whether they say we're American or not. Because like I said, I am American. Someone from another country would see me and know that I am American, but I want it to always be known that my ancestry is of African origin, and that speaks of a different type of livelihood here for me. And it's not always, negative. It's not always bad. Like I said, there's no disgrace in being black. There's no disgrace in being African American.
I'm proud.
There is an inconvenience in it. And
there's a challenge.
There is a challenge. There's an inconvenience, bro. And I'll explain what I mean. When you're in places like Oshkosh, for example, or where I came from in Illinois, or many little small towns. As a black man, Man, I'm bald headed for a reason, because I got tired of having to seek out bros who can cut my hair in their kitchen or in the basement, because there were no places, there were no barbershops for black men. There were no places for black people to get their hair done.
Hey,
you know,
you ain't got to tell me, man.
Yeah.
My barber became the wife. My wife is my barber.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And so that's the kind of stuff what I'm saying. And when, you have these places that say we serve all, we do all types of hair. All means all, but they don't mean all. And so I would rather go to a place where I know they serve African American. And when I say that, not serve as in a restaurant style, but we can cut black hair here and we can do black hair here. That's where we're not looked at as something separate. And that's what you're saying, but that would take, 400 years of a rewind. It ain't gonna just
look. You can never. I never look for the rewind.
Yeah.
Because history, the point of history is it doesn't happen.
Well, see, history is that. It's just that. It's his story.
I ain't gonna knock that, because the people that write it are the people in power.
Absolutely. And so once it's written, that's something that we've always, as a human race, we've always relied on, is the written word. And once it's written, then it's not even a question as to who wrote it anymore. It's the fact that it's written.
Well, once it's out there long enough, who wrote it anymore don't even matter, because it is what it is. It's written.
It is exactly what it is, And so that's why I said, I started this segment off by saying, it's not Black History Month, it's Black History Life for me, and it doesn't mean that I don't see anybody else, but I also recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of us and the things that we do, because if we don't tout ourselves, who will?
I understand that.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I do it. And so how I see it. Am I always walking around? Am I Mr. Black History all the time? No. But I always keep it on the forefront of my mind. I do know when I look in the mirror, I know who I am. Identity
is so important.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. Identity is so important.
Yeah, because I can walk into a room full of white people and be just as comfortable as I am walking into a room full of black folks. Color doesn't matter to me. I'm not thrown off by the fact that, because Wisconsin is white, but I love Wisconsin.
Wait, but that's kind of my argument. My argument, not an argument. Argument is the wrong word to use. My point is that I am an American citizen.
Right.
So I walk in any room with any other American citizens, and I'm confident. Period. Because I am American. I am citizenry. I pay taxes. I work the jobs. I do the things that is the American dream.
Right.
This tan does not define that.
For you.
For me.
Or me. But for many other people who don't have that tan, you're defined by that tan.
I think the tan does define.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the tan does not. It has influence. Because being a person of color, it influences the way that you carry yourself and the decisions you make. And there's things you have to take into account
every day, because you walk into a world.
Right. I'm not ignorant of the tan. I'm not ignoring the tan. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to impose my American citizenry in places to make them understand that it is just a tan.
That's good. I get it. I like it. I accept that. And I think it's important that, like you said, to note that you said you impose that so that they know. Now, do they always receive?
No.
That's the case. That's the point. And it's okay, because we're comfortable enough to know that if you don't, you're missing out. If you don't receive me, you're missing out.
Facts.
But it's the fact of the matter is, when we really get into splitting hairs and jeans as to, the gradient of this tan, and who is the tannest, and if you tan, are you tannity tan, blackity black, those are the types of things that's where it that's where the rubber meets the road. But outside of that, with Black history and being Black in America, I mean, it has its place, and I believe in just making sure that we center Blackness in everything we as Black people do. Am I saying that we forget that we're American and we don't welcome white people into the story? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Because our white brothers and sisters have just as much to bring to the table, as we do. And so I just think it's interesting. I think it's really cool that we're able to do that. I just feel like we don't want to lose our identity in trying to appease people who don't look like us.
I would agree with that. And I would even challenge that to say that identity will never be allowed to be forgotten. Right. So it's the understanding that through the lens, we will always be viewed in such a way that the tan will always be brought into the greater judgment of the individual. Right?
Agreed. Yeah. And let me say this about Black History Month. As I'm thinking about it. Black History Month is a celebration. We always say this is a Black History Month celebration.
Right.
It's not always about pointing out the things that others did to us that was so horrible and so wrong. And a lot of people run from Black History Month or don't like it because they think, well, you're getting ready to slap my hand again. You're getting ready to tell me how bad, white people were to Black people. You're going to tell me how bad, the country was, and, you still think that way. And that's not what Black history is. It is about celebrating the accomplishments of all people and how we have really become, just those people who have contributed so much to this society as well. So we're talking about the inventors and the doctors and the teachers and, all of those politicians who've done some amazing things for this country. So that's what Black history really is about. Our Black History Month is about celebrating the accomplishments and the things that we too bring to the table.
I agree with that. And so my part about that is that and then we're going to let it go.
Yeah.
I'm sad that I don't know more.
Yeah.
Because identity in the American experience is so important. And the fact that I don't know more about fellow people of color and the accomplishments and how they helped build this country and the things that they contributed to this country, and that it's not woven into the fabric of our history books and what our children are taught. It drives me absolutely insane because that is what gives you your pride.
Absolutely.
That is what gives you your identity, and I can tell you now that there's only so much you can learn about Martin Luther King.
Right.
And that is the only.
That's it.
Martin Luther King, and you might, and for those educators who thought they were for a little bit ahead or a little bit ahead of the game and about it, then you might have learned about Malcolm X.
Right.
But I needed, or Rosa Parks, I needed to learn about those other individuals, those individuals that did other things, the inventors. I needed to know about the inventors and what they created, because then that tells me, guess what? I create that too.
Yeah, let me say this real quick. So as you talk about those inventors and those inventions and things, Black History Month is a time that really, how can I say this?
Look, you just don't have to say it.
When we look at the inventors, Black History Month is a time that reminds a lot of people that the education that they got was lackluster. And so Black History Month is not about learning, it's about unlearning.
Bruh.
It's about unlearning. And so it's kind of like I'm going to this Black History Month celebration or this Black History Month event to unlearn. And unlearning is so much harder than learning. And that's why it frustrates a lot of people, because they are pulled out of their comfort zone and pushed into some real unfamiliar territory where they've got to unlearn years of learning. Like I share with my students right from the jump on the very first day. When I talk about it, I ask the question about this story. I give them this little story about this little boy named Theo who asked his mama, what would the world be like if there were no Black people? And she goes through telling him about it. And as they're going throughout their day, there's so many things that aren't there, like the brush, the comb, the ironing board, the iron, the washing machine, the lawnmower, the refrigerator, the heating furnace, anything just about that we use in this society today, the filament for the light bulb, anything that we use in this society today, we take a lot of this stuff for granted. Anything that makes our lives easier, Black folk invented. Why? Because they were slave people or people who worked on plantations who invented these things to help them in their work. But why are they not given credit? Because their slave masters took those things and the patent was given to the owner of the slave, the owner. So if I were your slave and I invented this mouse right here, you could go with me and we can present this thing and the patent is going to be written and assigned to you. And you go down in history as you're the man who invented that. But I did it. And I don't have a voice to say that I did it. That's what we're learning. Well,
yes, but we're going to give the credit of the mouse to Bill Gates, I believe. I think my man Bill Gates made that
happen. His name was on it, but he wasn't that either. It wasn't him. Because, we can go back to gaming systems and things like that. It was a Black man who invented the first game cartridge. And all that kind of stuff. We're at the root of so many things that we have, Black folk. And we have to, what happens is we as people, as we begin to learn this stuff, we start having to unlearn stuff. Could you imagine having to go back and learn that 2 + 2 isn't 4, it's really 3? And how can you navigate through the rest of your life with this new learning that 2 + 2 is 3 and not 4 when you've been taught wrong the whole time? That's what that's like. And people don't want to get pushed to that level when it comes to learning Black history.
No. Look, we ain't ready.
We ain't ready. That's why we do it just once a month, once a year, because if we was to do it 6 months out of the year, man. Woo.
Facts.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, I would like to thank you for taking some time and giving us this blessing on the Kosh.
On the Kosh.
All right. Chop it up on the Kosh. All right. So, once again, we about to wrap this up. All right. We went hard. Me and Dr. Simpson went real hard here.
It's good.
All right. And so, first of all, I'd like to say out there, if you have any questions or if you would like to be a guest on the Kosh, please feel free to email askthekosh@gmail.com. Once again, that is askthekosh@gmail.com. We are always looking for individuals to spotlight here on the Kosh, and come in here and let's have a conversation and share what you got to share. All right. Did you enjoy this? There, Dr. Simpson?
Did I? Yeah. I love to talk, so of course I enjoyed it. It's always a good time sitting with you, brother. It is.
All right.
Because you're gonna keep it real. We're just gonna talk like it needs to be.
Yeah.
With your authentic self.
The only thing that I ask is, as a guest on the Kosh, is come in here and be authentic.
Be authentic, right?
Yeah, right. Authenticity is not conflictual.
That's right. Authenticity is the spice of life.
Facts. All right. So this is the part of the show where you get an opportunity to give any shout outs that you might have. Do you got any shout outs?
I don't know.
What?
Explain to me what you mean by a shout out.
Look, shout out can be anybody. Like, our last guest chose to recognize some people in the community who are doing some very special things. There, you could shout out the family, you could shout out the friends, you can shout out. Look, it's a shout out, or if you are doing something right now that you need, that this audience, the Kosh, right? Because we got an audience, right? All right. If you need the audience to know what's going on out there in Dr. Simpson's world and what you might have coming up on the horizon,
yes, sir.
This here, I'm giving you, look, people pay big money for this kind of spot.
This the platform. Okay.
This the platform.
All right. Well, I guess I call it a promotion instead of a shout out, but it can be a shout out. So I'd couch it in this. I'd like to shout out my students at UWO who are daring, and I say loosely, daring to participate in something that we've never really had here. And I say never really had because it's not been done the way that I'm doing it. But I have a gospel choir at UWO.
What?
The University of Wisconsin Oshkosh has a gospel choir. They are called the Divine Voices of the Valley Gospel Choir. And these kids get together. We've only rehearsed. We got together. We started the organization in the fall of 2019, and it was the spring of fall of 2019. And in the spring of 2019, in February, Black History Month, we gave a concert. And out of that concert, we won New Student Organization of the Year. And we were exposed, we exposed ourselves to the community in that regard. But we were a very small organization, probably 7-8 students is all I could seem to, gather at one time because it was new. People was like, wait, what is this? I don't know if I'm coming to it. Well, now I've got almost 20, and we've only rehearsed 2 times. And it's like the numbers are just multiplying because I started with 10. The next week I had 20. I don't know how many I'm going to have next week. But the reason I'm shouting this out is because this is just the foundation for something, is a larger picture that I have here. I am here and I am going to create a valley-wide, region-wide mass choir. I am going to put Wisconsin on the map for gospel choir. Right? That's what I want to do.
Bruh.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to do it. This is going to be a choir that's going to be made up of everybody. I should just call the choir everybody because it's going to be, there's no requirement that you got to be so deep and super religious. There's no requirement that you got to be a part of any particular denomination. All you got to do is want to learn how to sing and be teachable.
That's it.
That's it. Learn how to sing, want to sing, be teachable, follow the instruction, and know that we're singing gospel music. Now, I'm going to tell you what gospel is, and you will learn it in that regard. But this choir, the way we're going to sound and the way we're going to put ourselves forward is not going to match the way we look, I know. But it's going to be like people will see us and be like, that's them?
So I got one question.
Yeah.
Can y'all sing?
Man, can we sing? Yeah,
what?
We can sing. We are doing, we having a concert, as a matter of fact, on February 27th at River Valley Church. It is in person at 6:30. Come on out. It's going to be good, man. I'm, working with the musicians.
Can you repeat that again? Where is that?
February 27th, River Valley Church.
Where's that at?
On the corner of High and Congress, right here in Oshkosh.
Okay.
And at 6:30, admission is free. Doors will open at 6 o'clock. Come in and just see what these kids are going to do. Because what they're going to present to you is going to be just that 3 weeks worth of rehearsal. That's it.
But they're going to bring it.
They're going to bring it. And what I want people to understand, and I will probably say this in the concert, is that what you see here and what you hear here is only a result of 3 weeks of rehearsal. And when I say 3 weeks, that is meeting once a week for an hour and a half. So if we take an hour and a half and multiply that by 3, that's 3, 4. I can't do the math.
What? You talking about 4.5 hours?
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours. What we're going to present on the 27th is going to be 4.5 hours.
Okay, but nonetheless, it sounds like it will be blessed.
Oh, it's going to be blessed. It's going to be amazing, and people are going to want to join. Now, the only caveat with the Divine Voices of the Valley Gospel Choir is that they are a recognized student organization, and it is only open to UWO students. Or people who are affiliated with the institution. So faculty, staff can join as well. But this larger choir that I'm going to have, that's going to actually span from Fond du Lac, Oshkosh to Appleton to Green Bay.
Oh, So there's a bigger dream.
There's a bigger dream. This is what I'm saying. That's what I mean by saying that this is going to be that choir that we're going to be on the map for the state of Wisconsin, because we're going to be like Wisconsin Mass. I mean, they've got Alabama Mass Choir, they've got Georgia Mass Choir, Florida Mass Choir, Louisiana Mass Choir. A lot of states have mass choirs, right? Wisconsin is going to have a mass choir, and it's going to come out of the Fox Valley region.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say out there. I know that the Kosh audience is out there. They listening. Good. They probably thinking, you know what? I'm nice. I know how to get up on the with the choir. I know how to stand up.
Let's do it.
And they gonna wonder how do I reach out to Dr. Simpson so I can share my gift with the world.
I'm glad you asked that question. Glad you asked that question.
Well, I got to.
Well, you know what? You can always email me at Alphonso Simpson, as ALPHONSO Simpson, like Bart Simpson. Alphonso Simpson at gmail.com. You can email me there. You can get me at simpsona@uwash.edu. You're gonna see me around town. You're gonna see me. And hey, don't just get in contact with me, but contact others that you think may be interested in joining me in this mission, and we're gonna build it together.
I'm going to throw one more out there just because I do have personal contact with Dr. Simpson here. You can also email the Kosh at gmail.com, and I will pass on any interested choir members on to Dr. Simpson.
From the ages of 16 on up.
There we go.
For that choir, you have to be 16. The reason being is because we're going to eventually travel. It may require some driving and these types of things. And so the only way a minor somebody under the age of 16 can be involved is if their parent is involved as well. But they'll need to be able to sit by themselves, sing by themselves, and, be like, self-sufficient.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's that time. We wrapping it up. So we got it done. And so there is one last thing that we need to do. All right. You ready for that, Dr. Simpson? Okay. The last thing is that I need some parting words of wisdom, or some wisdom you would like to bestow on the Kosh audience. We all got something to share.
Okay.
And what you got? What you got for today?
Okay. My parting words and the wisdom that I would drop here on the table of the Kosh is this. Don't just be woke, be conscious. And what I mean by that is there is a difference between a person who is conscious than someone who is woke. When you're woke, your eyes are open, yes, but you're not necessarily conscious of everything that's going on around you. See, it's not the job of the oppressor, whoever the oppressor may be in your life, it's not the job of the oppressor to free the oppressed, but it is the job of the conscious to make the unconscious conscious of their unconscious behavior. So be conscious, not just woke.
Man, tell me this episode wasn't hot. This episode was hot, right?
I think it was hot.
I
think it was hot in so many ways. It was honest, it was open, and it was transparent, bro.
All right. So once again, I am giving it out there. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of The Kosh. I look forward to hearing from you all. Once again, you can email at askthekosh.gmail.com. And please, I look forward to hearing from you. This is The Kosh.